I can tell you, videos are going to be just sort of squeaking in over the next few weeks, month or so, because on Monday, the 19th, January, day before inauguration, I go into rehearsals with that production of On the Waterfront for its West End run. Now, if you followed, for the diehard Zalander subscribers, if you remember, it started with a workshop, I guess a year and a half ago, was it? With the workshop of On the Waterfront, directed by Steven Berkoff. And that was a 2-week thing. And then there was a production last year that ran at the Nottingham Playhouse. And then just this past August, we ran for a month in Edinburgh, at the Edinburgh Festival. Now it's moving to the West End. Only this time, Steven Berkoff is taking one of the roles. So this time I'm going to be acting with him as well.
This is the Royal Haymarket Theatre. This is where I go into rehearsals on Monday to perform for the run of On the Waterfront. And for me, really, it's a big deal. I mean, I definitely have never had a gig in a theater this size and a run for as long as this, and sort of on this level. In America, Broadway is sort of the pinnacle, career-wise, where you could do a play. It's not necessarily the most artistic highest. I mean, the little theater that I work in Ithaca, New York, does really, the kitchen does really high artistic work. But career-wise, yeah, Broadway in America. In here, the equivalent is the West End. And actually, the Brits would probably take offense at that. I mean, the new Broadway is the equivalent of the West End, is how it should be put. I mean, this theater has been around since like the 1700s, and that's one of the things about living over here, is that these countries over here, they're so old compared to America. It's very humbling, It's kind of humbling to know I'll be working there.
And the thing about it is that, for me, personal, as career-wise, I mean, America, all that time, even though I'm from there, and that's, where I trained and did what I do, I really never really, professionally, was really tough. I never really had an agent, never really could land an agent, and even though I did get to do my play in an off-Broadway run, and that was fantastic, but other than that, I never really got even close to Broadway. So to come here and end up, getting a good agent and getting a show in a Steven Berkoff directed play, and it going, and they've hired me. This is the 4th time they've hired me now, and to go to the West End, it is a big deal. So it's very cool, and a great, fantastic way to start 2009 off.
show to go up after On the Waterfront closes in April is this, Waiting for Godot, with Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart. So that's pretty cool. So maybe I'll leave a note in the dressing room for old Ian.
So really, in a way, I kind of thumb my nose at the American New York and agents and casting directors.
Of course it took the British to see my amazing skills and talent. Yes, the Americans just didn't seem to get Alexander. But here I am embraced and accepted and loved. Oh well, it's not the first time that a brother had to leave the States in order to find a modicum of success. I follow in the footsteps of James Baldwin, Jimi Hendrix, and countless others. Not that I'm comparing myself to those gentlemen, but...
Yeah, so, for all you New York, LA agents and casting directors,